I don't know what I'm doing. Let's try and do this with a roundabout. That sounds like a good thing to do. Right, let's unlock a roundabout. That's the first thing we need. Right, we've got one. Now let's just pump every road into the roundabout. This roundabout is going to be amazing. It's going to run the show. Let's get a motorway because it's called Mini Motorways, so probably should put one of those in. That roundabout is filling up. Right, I guess you don't just do one big roundabout. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Right, roundabout didn't work. Roundabouts are round, so let's go for straight lines and traffic lights. That seems like a good thing to do. Right, who doesn't like straight lines? Straight lines make sense. We don't want any diagonals. Probably save some road pieces, but straight lines work, and these traffic lights seem to be working. They do seem to slow down the traffic for no good reason, but I'm sure there's a reason the game has traffic lights. I mean, why would you put traffic lights in a game and they not be useful? I mean, that would just be silly. But yep, things are working, things are flowing. There's houses all over the place. Let's just connect them up. Oh no. Well, progress has been made. I am getting better at this game, although I still don't know what the traffic lights are doing. Okay, let's try a different map. Let's try a harder map. This one looks kind of tricky, I guess. It's got mountains. Let's keep everything separate. Let's try our hardest to keeping every colour on its own road. Let's see if that works. Right, okay, so we're going to have to put this pink through the mountain because grey's got in the way. But that's okay. Grey we can keep together. Yellow we're going to have to motorway to because it's on the other side of grey. Pink seems to be in the way. Oh man, this is all piling up. Blue seems to be on its own island. We've got not many bridges, so we're going to have to motorway that. Running out of tunnels, so pink, hopefully you're going to be okay. Oh, we're getting more colours are coming in now. We're going to have to just keep going and hoping things go well. We're getting to a new high score. This is exciting. This seems to be working. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Nearly 2,000 points. I think I found the way to do it. Hello there, and welcome to RogueBrothers as we do our first Rogue review. We play a fair amount of games to try and find some that are very entertaining for us to play, but also, most importantly, we want games for you guys to enjoy to watch. So, instead of investing time into a game that is good or bad, and then moving on if we can't turn it to a good video for you guys, we want to review these games so that you can either play the game yourself if you like the look of it, stay away from a game if it doesn't look like you'd enjoy it, or straight up beg us repeatedly to play the game until we give in and do a playthrough or video of that game for you. And as always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you love a game, want us to play it more, or disagree with our review and ratings, then let us know about it in the comments. This review is going to be on this pretty cool little game called Mini Motorways. This is a very simple little game where you transport cars from their home to, it's kind of a shop or a warehouse or something. We'll go with warehouse. I'm not quite sure where they go, but it seems pretty important. And then you have to get that car back to its home after they've picked up some kind of package. Yeah, it's all a bit weird. Anyway, you draw little roads around the map, which will slowly increase in size, and you will give them more and more houses and warehouse thingies of different colours to manage. The game will slowly complicate as traffic will start to pile up on the roads. As time passes, the game will offer you upgrades for your road network, such as roundabouts, traffic lights, bridges, tunnels, motorways, or even more road pieces which you can use to continue to play the game. If you can't get a car from the correct coloured house to the correct coloured warehouse to pick up the package within a certain time limit, you will lose the game. You left click to place things, and you right click to delete things, and you have limited resources to complete your objectives. Mini Motorways is that simple. For gameplay, I'll give this game 7 out of 10. It's simple yet challenging, what more do you want? I enjoyed Mini Motorways when I first played it. It's pretty cool managing traffic and satisfying when it is working. But after a few hours it does get a bit frustrating when you have a perfectly beautiful setup and used all the pieces of road available. Then the game drops some house in the middle of nowhere, or even drops a blue house in a road system you have specifically set up for the pink houses. I guess that is the challenge you have to deal with in this game. However, each level is basically a repeat of the previous level with not much difference. So, after a couple of missions, I thought I kind of had the hang of the game, and it wasn't as fun. For fun factor, I would give this game 5 out of 10. It is fun for the first few hours, but then after those hours, it is hard to get excited about repeating the same process again and again. As far as the looks of the game, it doesn't try to be anything special, but it does everything it needs to do. It is relaxing, chilled, and nothing overly complicated. It has an easy menu to navigate, and it is obvious what to do from the first minute. For visuals, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. You don't need unbelievable graphics to make a good game, and Mini Motorways does a good job of being a charming little game. There are missions to progress through if you do the required number of pickups before you lose, so there is satisfaction in getting to the target number before moving on to a new mission in a new city, and the cities are real world cities, which is pretty cool. As for skill progression, you'll probably find a way that works pretty quickly when you realise keeping all the colours separate is the best way to stop congestion, and then you won't really do much else. So not a huge amount of progression really, so I will give Mini Motorways a 3 out of 10 for progression. If you do want to play levels again, there are leaderboards if you are into that kind of thing. I personally am not. I couldn't care less what Jimmy 007 got on this level, so replaying levels for high scores doesn't make me want to replay levels. But if you are into competing against friends or competing against the best city or road planners in the game, then maybe this game is for you. There are also daily and weekly challenges where you will get limited resources, but again, that is down to competing with people on the leaderboard. So for replayability, I would give Mini Motorways 3 out of 10. Fair play, I haven't played many games like this. The developers of this game, who also made Mini Metro, have got a nice, relaxing feel to their games, where you just sit and draw a few lines and enjoy the experience. It isn't very complicated, but maybe some people really like these type of games. So I will give Mini Motorways 7 out of 10 for originality. Overall, for me, Mini Motorways feels a little bit too mobile gamey. The first few hours of the game are very fun, but I personally like something a bit more substantial and challenging when I play PC games. But hey, that's just me. If you do have 30 minutes free every so often while on your computer, then this game would be pretty good just to chill out with during that time, but I wouldn't expect many people to sink years of their life into this game. I feel like there could be some potential ways to improve this game, and currently Mini Motorways has seen updates recently, which is always good news for a game. Most levels are pretty samey, so maybe more modes could be implemented, like super fast speed only, or a realistic mode where once road placement is made, then there is no changing it. Perhaps some of the different coloured cars could travel at different speeds, or some special cars could go to multiple warehouses. Another option I would like to see is to limit the number of colours that can appear on certain levels to increase or decrease the difficulty. Instead of each level heading down the same route every game, maybe to make it easier for some players, you could have 3 colours max as a setting that you can turn on. Also, if you complete certain levels, maybe you could unlock a new skin for the vehicles that you have in the game. I'm not a fan of when games have skins that you have to buy to unlock, but when you could have vans or lorries or sports cars, or if the warehouses look different when you unlock certain cities, then it could be a fun unlock to aim for when you play. For example, by beating New York, all the yellow vehicles you have in the game could be New York taxis. And if you beat London with a certain score, you could unlock double-decker red buses or black taxi cabs. Then you have a sense of satisfaction when playing, to visibly see what you have achieved so far and what you have unlocked. And also, if you wanted a certain vehicle unlocked that you like the look of, it would motivate you to keep pushing through the levels to get the cool looking vehicle you really like the look of. If the score was hard to reach, it would also push players to really work at getting good at the game. But of course, these are just suggestions. I am not saying these need to be in the game, just ideas if they wanted some. So here are the scores that I have given for each category to give you an overall idea of how I view this game. Although, for the Rogue rating, I will be rating the game out of 100 based on how good a game I think it is. This Rogue rating isn't dependent on these other scores. For example, I may find a game 10 out of 10 for fun factor, but only 1 out of 10 for visuals. But that doesn't mean the game would get a score of 50 out of 100, because to me, the enjoyment of the game is way more important than the looks of a game. So it'll probably get a score of about 80ish. But you may see things differently to me, and so by seeing for yourself how I rate the various categories, it gives you an idea of whether you would like the game, depending on what you look for in gaming. The Rogue rating we're giving this game is 58 out of 100. Now, that may sound like a low score, but this game isn't really my cup of tea. I've played many worse games, and of course many better games, leaving this just above average, which I feel is a fair result. And if you're thinking of buying this game, I would probably be happy to spend about £6 or £7 on it to feel like I got my money's worth. But do you agree with me, or do you feel like I am pretty out of order? We would love to hear what you guys think. Thank you for watching.